Hello everyone, I am Assistant Professor Pragati Shetty from Department of Microbiology, KG Somaiya College. In this online lecture, we will study about the mode of antimicrobial agent, and then in that we will study the group called as the antiviral drugs or the antiviral agents. So as the name says, these are the group of the drugs or the antibiotics that we usually preferred against the viral infection. Okay, so now we will start with our examples of the drugs. Before that, we will discuss something about the viruses. So viruses are the, as we know, these are the obligate intracellular parasite. This will require the host for its growth and the multiplication, right? Then virus infections are contagious and are harmful, right? Then the effective antiviral agents will inhibit the virus specific events or the replicative events, and therefore can kill the virus or can inhibit the viral growth or the multiplication. So as we know, the proper or the usual structure of the virus will contain a capsid, an envelope, and the nucleic acid, that is the genome. Then the proteins are present on the envelope and on the nucleic capsid, that is the nucleocapsid. Now we may have drugs which are specific for this nucleic acid synthesis or specific for inhibiting certain type of the particular proteins, due to which the viral activity will get inhibited or destroyed, right? So now we will start with the first drug called as the acyclovir. It is an antiviral drug. It was developed in the 1997. Now we will come to its mode of action, how it is doing its role, okay, against the viruses. So the acyclovir is basically the anti-herpes virus. So it will act against the herpes simplex virus and the varicella zoster virus. It is also in the some amount it is effective on that viruses also. Now its mode of action will include the structural analog which is present in the drug chemical structure. So the acyclovir structure, as you can see in the picture, there are both the structures has been given, which is one above is the guanosine and the below is the acyclovir structure. So now our drug, that is the acyclovir, it is the structural analog of the deoxyguanosine. Now as you can see, the blue color highlighted part and the pink color one, this both, due to which it can called as the structural analog. Just a difference is that in the acyclovir it is a 3 sugar compound, and whereas in the original guanosine it is a 5 carbon sugar, right? Whereas in the acyclovir it is a 3 carbon sugar present, and due to which it can be fooled, okay, it can fool the viral organism. Now as we know, the guanosine is required for the genome synthesis, right? So now therefore it will get incorporated in the normal DNA, okay, that is in the viral DNA, instead of the native guanosine, which means there is the replication process is going on, or the DNA synthesis of the viral DNA is going on, and then a step comes where the guanosine has to be incorporated, right, for addition of nucleotide. But now in the presence of the acyclovir, as we know, acyclovir has the structural analog for the guanosine, right? So therefore the acyclovir get incorporated instead of that guanosine nucleotide, and therefore the process will get stopped and get inhibited. Okay, therefore the DNA polymerization process, the further DNA will not get polymerized, right, will not get synthesized, because the process is getting inhibited due to the acyclovir activity. As I mentioned, it is used in the treatment for HSV, herpes zoster virus, herpes simplex virus. Okay, then you can see in this picture there is a structure of guanosine or the guanine. Okay, the deoxyguanosine structure with the 5 carbon sugar present on the nitrogen group, whereas in the acyclovir there is 3 carbon sugar present attached to the nitrogen group, right? So now coming to the part B, you can see there is the nucleoside. Say the guanosine nucleoside is present, and the above red color one is the phosphate. Okay, now as we know, the thymine kinase, the thymidine kinase, it's the enzyme which will catalyze the attachment of the phosphate to this guanosine, respective guanosines or the respective nucleotides, and then it will produce the phosphonucleotide, right? So for example, the nucleoside is the guanosine nucleotide. Okay, which will produce the guanine nucleotide with the help of the enzyme thymidine kinase. Now this guanine nucleotide will get added into the DNA strand, and the DNA will start polymerizing. The DNA polymerization will continue. This is the normal scenario in the absence of the acyclovir. Now if we look into the process where the acyclovir is getting incorporated into the body, now what it will do, instead of that guanosine nucleoside, the acyclovir will be present. Now why the acyclovir can present here? Because it is the structural analog for the guanosine, and therefore the virus particle get fooled with this acyclovir. Alright, and therefore the phosphate particle will attach to our acyclovir, which resembles the nucleoside, guanosine nucleoside. With the help of the kinase, it will attach. After attachment, the acyclovir will inhibit the further DNA polymerization process. Therefore, the genome will not get synthesized, and ultimately the virus will be dead, right? The virus will get destroyed. This is the mode of action of the acyclovir antiviral agent. Okay. The second drug that we will see in the antiviral agents is the zidovudine. This group of the drugs are basically reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Okay. So the zidovudine can be used in the treatment of the HIV. Okay. Now we will see the mechanism of action. In the left hand side, there is a structure of the drug, that is the zidovudine drug. Now as I mentioned, it is a reverse transcriptase inhibitor. So what it will do, it will inhibit the activity of the reverse transcriptase, right? Then reverse transcriptase role in the DNA synthesis is to copy a double-stranded viral DNA, okay, on the template of the viral single-stranded RNA genome. What it is doing, the reverse transcriptase will produce the double-stranded DNA from the single-stranded RNA. Then the genome will be complete. Okay. Now the viral DNA, the completed viral DNA with the help of the reverse transcriptase, now that viral DNA is integrated into the host chromosomal DNA. Okay. After it will get integrated into the DNA, the host chromosome start transcribing the viral genome. Instead of its own genome, now the host will start producing the viral genome. This is the process in the absence of the drug. Okay, this is the normal process which is going on. The virus is present, the host is getting infected. Now how the host is getting infected, that we are focusing on for now. So in the absence of this drug called as the zidovudine drug, the reverse transcriptase enzyme will copy a double-stranded DNA onto the template of the single-stranded RNA genome, and now the complete transcribed double-stranded DNA genome of the virus will be incorporated into the host genome, and therefore the host will synthesize the viral genome instead of its own, and that's how the virus particle will get multiply and the host genome will be destroyed, right? The host cell will be damaged, then the infection will spread, right? The regulatory and the structural proteins are produced from the virus which will infect the cells, the host cell, which will damage the host cell, right? Now we will look into the scenario in which this drug is present, right? This drug, as we know, this is the inhibitor of reverse transcriptase enzyme. Now we are knowing the role of reverse transcriptase, right? Now the zidovudine gets incorporated in the proviral DNA. Okay, that is the viral DNA. After getting into the proviral DNA, a provirus or the proviral DNA is the genome of the virus which will get incorporated or integrated into the DNA of the host cell. So that DNA will be called as the proviral DNA or the proviral genome. Okay, so into that the zidovudine will get incorporated because it is the site of action for zidovudine, right? Then after that it will do inhibition of the reverse transcriptase and will prevent the elongation of the chain elongation of the genome, right? So basically what is zidovudine doing? Zidovudine will be incorporated into the proviral DNA of the host. Okay, now in this case the host and the DNA, the viral DNA, are together, right? That is called as the proviral DNA. And now the zidovudine will act on the viral DNA enzyme called as the reverse transcriptase. This enzyme is responsible for what? For transcribing the viral genome. And the zidovudine will inhibit this enzyme, therefore it will stop the process of this elongation or the polymerization of the viral genome. Okay, due to which the viral will not multiply, right? The infection will be stopped. This reverse transcriptase enzyme can also called as the RNA dependent DNA polymerase. Okay, then the zidovudine is used to treat the HIV. Okay, then it is well absorbed if we administrate this drug by oral route. Then it is also used for the prophylaxis in the individual which are exposed to the HIV infection. Okay, then this is about the second antiviral agent, that is the zidovudine drug, right? Now the third one will be the oseltamivir. Okay, this drug is basically used to treat the influenza, that is the flu, then bird flu, swine flu. Okay, Now the third drug will be the oseltamivir. So in this drug, what is its mechanism of action or mode of action? So it will inhibit the enzyme called as the neuraminidase enzyme. Okay. Due to this enzyme inhibition, it will stop the release of progeny virions from the infected cells. Now, the neuraminidase enzyme, okay, it is present in the virus, and that enzyme is responsible for release of the new progenies that are developed or that are multiplied, okay. And therefore, due to this drug is inhibiting this enzyme only at very initial stage, and therefore the release of the progeny viruses will not takes place. Therefore the infection will be stopped. Spread of the virus in the body will get inhibited or will get stopped. So this is the mechanism of the oseltamivir drug. Now we can use this drug in treatment for the influenza, then H5N1